sit at home is a no-go area. Monday sit at home is a no-go area. It doesn't matter whom you use to preach. If you like, go and use native doctor to preach. Go and use pastor to preach. Go and use imam to preach. Use your governor to preach. Use your minister to preach. No matter anybody you use to preach to Biafran people, we will continue to sit at home until Biafra comes, until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released. Until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released. If you want to stop sit at home, the only thing you have to do is to go to Abuja. If you can beg. If you can kneel down. Any way you know you can do it, call it political, whatever. Go and do it and make sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released. As soon as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released, he will give the order and everywhere will calm down. But so long you continue to hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in captivity and you think you can come and begin to play your games, begin to tell lies, Biafran people are weak. We know these people, they are liars. They have never ever. There is no politician in Nigeria that is truthful. Not even one. No single politician that is truthful. You have deceived us so much. Deceived us. The last chance you had was our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was the last chance you have. He gave you the last opportunity, including on Hades and Debo. He gave them the chance. But all of them threw away that chance. Last time he gave them their chance even to conduct the election. They conducted the presidential election. But at the end of the day, what did they do? What did they do? They even succeeded in deceiving some people who are supposed to be fighting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They deceived them to get a governor. And today they got a governor. What did they do? The governor turned 360 degrees and he's fighting against those who stood for him. His first mission is to destroy the struggle. A governor whom the Biafran people voted in power. The first mission he has was to destroy the struggle. You see some people, they will be coming to the comment section to tell me that Soludo want peace. Soludo want to make peace. What kind of peace do Soludo want to make? What kind of peace do Soludo want to make? What kind of peace? Soludo is not coming to make peace because there will not be any peace based on injustice. And you cannot continue to make peace on the blood of the innocent. Every time they talk about their peace in Nigeria, talk about their peace in the caliphates, they are always using the Biafran people to make their peace. Why? Why is it that it's the blood of Biafrans that you can use to make your peace? Anytime you talk of peace, it is based on the sacrifice and the blood of the Biafran people. It is not acceptable. It's not acceptable. We can't accept it anymore. We have paid enough price. We have paid enough price for a very long time. Losing our brothers and sisters, losing our businesses, losing our properties, and yet they are not satisfied. We can't take it anymore. And now Biafrans are standing on their toes, standing strong. No amount of earthquake, no amount of wave will shake us. No amount of lie and propaganda and deceit will work this time around. The demand is simple. You don't even need to conduct any committee. You don't need to set up any committee to tell you what the demand is. The demand is simple and clear. Even a child in Biafra land know what the demand is. You know what our demand is. So if you pretend you don't know what the demand is, I repeat it again, the demand is free our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and set the date for referendum. That is the only demand. We're not asking for money. We're not asking for any restructuring. We're not asking for... Just set Mazi Nnamdi Kanu free and set a day for referendum. That is the only demand we are making. And as soon as you do that, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself will be the one to announce the end of the sit-at-home, and it will end. And some of them think it's only sit-at-home. It is not only sit-at-home. Even the insecurity you are seeing in the north. The insecurity you are seeing in the north is because you have decided to keep Mazi Nnamdi Kanu under your cover. As long as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu continue to remain in the DSS, Nigeria will never ever know peace. The Zoological Republic will never know peace as long as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remain in DSS. Zoological Republic will never know peace. The insecurity will increase. It will increase to the level that nobody can be able to bear it anymore. It will increase. Continue to do whatever. Continue to be deceiving yourself. As long as you continue to hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, your problem will continue to increase. Because that was the promise that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told them, if you don't let Biafrans go, the northern part of Nigeria will become like Syria. It will become like Somalia. That is the promise he made, and it will surely come to pass. It will become like Afghanistan, and it is happening before your own very eyes. The only thing they do is to, every time they continue to push propaganda and lies. Propaganda and lies, that is what this government is known for. Look at them as they are telling us that the military is capturing, they say I saw a video where they say they were destroying houses. They say the house of the leader of the new Boko Haram leader. The leader of ISWAP. They went to Zambida forest, they were destroying an empty house. Say that is the home of the leader of ISWAP. You went all the way to Zambiza forest, destroyed a house. We did not see one single militant one single terrorist that you killed. You were destroying an empty house with some weapons that they have abandoned. They are not using anymore. Abandoned weapon, abandoned cars. That was what they were destroying. Burning empty houses and papers. And they said that is the home of the leader of ISWAP. Propaganda every now and again. You went and got into the home of the leader of ISWAP, yet you could not kill a single terrorist. You could not take out a single terrorist, because before you set up your own drama, you give them information to leave the place for you to act your film. They leave the place for you to act your movie. And the problem continues. As you are showing us, as the federal government is showing, the Zoological Republic, as they are showing that they have taken over terrorist camp in Zambiza. The terrorists are there showing us the people they captured in the Kaduna train. The terrorists are busy releasing the video of the people they captured in Kaduna train. Meanwhile, they are in the other side telling us that they are in Zambiza forest, destroying Zambiza forest. You claim to be intensifying your attack. In the presence of the intensity of your attack, they are releasing video of the people they have already captured from the train. They release that video. And you think that the people are dumb. They seem not to understand. They seem not to understand. You capture the headquarters, their so-called leader of the terrorist group, and yet the terrorist group are still strong, and they are displaying the video of people they captured in Kaduna train. You are able to go to where their leader is, but you are not able to see where they took all those people they captured to. You couldn't be able to secure them. You couldn't be able to release them. Every time putting wrong information everywhere. Every time causing problem everywhere in all angles. Causing trouble in all angles. It doesn't matter whatever they are doing or whatever they are saying. The insecurity will intensify as long as they continue to hold Biafran people. Biafran continue to remain in that very country of Nigeria. As long as they continue to delay and detain our mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the insecurity in the north will increase. It will increase to the level that is unbearable. It will increase. Of course, we know there has been that insecurity on that side. There have been insecurity in the north right from time. There has been terrorists in the north right from time. But you cannot compare it to what we have today. You can't compare it to what we have today. The kind of boldness they have today, they didn't have it before. For those of you who will begin to deceive themselves and say, it was there before, that it has been for it was there before, but what you see now has gotten out of hand. It has gotten out of hand. The boldness of the terrorists in the north is much more greater than it is before. Go to their conventional media, you see where a senator was confessing. A senator was confessing. I think it was Senator Shehu Sani. Shehu Sani said it, that in the northern part of Nigeria, they have installed emir. The terrorists have installed emir. They collect tax and levies in the north, as it stands today. I didn't say it. I wasn't the one that was saying it. Was it happening before? Was it happening before? It wasn't happening before. The terrorists he have, Sheikh Hussaini said it. A northern former senator in the north from Kaduna State. He said in the north today they have installed emir. They installed emir. The terrorists have installed emir. They put their own emir. They collect taxes from people. And even if you didn't believe that was true, and you saw them walking boldly to the international airport with their bike. They drove in airport. They were in the runway. You think it's a child's play to go into the runway? For a terrorist group to have the boldness to go to the runway of an international airport where they have satellite everywhere, where the airport will even see, they will even see something that is 100 kilometers ahead. The satellite in the airport is able to see something that is 100 kilometers ahead before it arrives. Yet they have the boldness to come to the international airport. They paraded. After parading in the international airport, they left without one single person captured. Did you hear that they captured anybody? Did you hear that any terrorists were captured as they came to the international airport? International airport. Did you hear that one single person was captured? As if that was not enough. The next day, they went and attacked the train. Abducted people. Did you hear anywhere and see that they have they recovered anybody, or did they kill any bandits? All they bring is a propaganda video. They continue to parade around. They catch innocent people and begin to shoot innocent people. But the main terrorists who are doing the action, they never catch them. We never see them show us where they caught them or whatever. The video you'll be seeing is propaganda video from east, west, north, and south. Propaganda video everywhere. It will get worse as the day goes by. It will get worse until they release mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Let me tell you, if you think that the insecurity in the north doesn't have anything to do with what's happening to Biafra land, it has a lot to do. The insecurity in the north has a lot to do with what they are doing to mazi Nnamdi Kanu and what they are doing against Biafra. It has a lot to do. If you don't know it now. It's like Britain with the damages that Britain is facing and the crisis that we are facing. It has everything to do with Biafra. As long as you continue to stand against Biafra and say that Biafrans will not be free, you will never have peace. You will not have peace. You will not have peace. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made them that promise. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made them that promise. And even before then, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was protesting on behalf of Nigeria in UK, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu protested on behalf of Nigeria, and he was telling them that they should try and handle this issue very fast before it gets out of hand. That a time will come when there will be no remedy. That was the advice Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was giving to the Zoological Republic while he was in UK, protesting on their behalf, until it got out of hand. And since then he has been warning. And he also came to warn them that as long if they do not allow Biafrans to go, that the northern part of Nigeria will become like Syria. It will be like Somalia. It will be like Yemen. That is what he said. And today, what are you seeing? What are you seeing? What do you think the northern part of Nigeria is? With the kind of destruction that is coming, which they are not reporting. Their media is not reporting. The things you see on social media is not even 1/4 of what is happening in the north. We are judging based on the videos that we have seen, but what is happening on the ground is much more greater than the video you see. So if you're one of those who is deceiving yourself, thinking it's have been there for so long, it doesn't have it has a lot to do with what they are doing to Biafran people and what they are doing to mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It has a lot to do with it. Chukwu Okike Abiama is punishing them because of that. Chibuike Manuel Okafo, thank you so much for joining. Chukwu Okike Abiama is punishing them because of that, and he will continue to punish them. They will continue to face more destruction. Today, go and check for you to know that there is no hope for the Zoological Republic. For some people who are still putting their hope, some people who are still putting their hope on all these liars who call themselves politicians. Liars, bunch of liars, every single one of them. They are criminals and liars. Look at the lineup of people who are coming out for presidency. Go and look at people who are coming out. Almost every member of APC is contesting for president. Almost all the evil men, every single one of them, they are contesting for presidency. There is no single one of them you will vote today. I will tell you that there is no hope anywhere. Every single one of them is coming out. They are coming to protect the same status quo. The same standard that have crippled Nigeria, the same standard have enslaved the people, the same standard, that is what they are coming to protect. Every of those criminals. Look at Rotimi Amaechi. Rotimi Amaechi coming to contest as a president. Just as at yesterday, Yemi Osibanjo have come out also to contest. The fake pastor Ruga, fake pastor who was able to sell his soul, he is ready to sell anybody sellable in order to patronize the fallen. He has come to declare. So tell me, where does your hope lie? Where does your hope lie? Look at the people who are lining themselves up. Look at the line of people who are lining themselves up. Bunch of criminals. More especially that APC. Look at that APC. Look at people. The lineup of people who are coming. Just look at them and look at their. Go and verify. Look at their record. Rotimi Amechi, Rocha Sokorocha, Bola Tinubu, Yaya Bello, and Yemi Osibanjo. These are the people who are coming out to contest. Which among them do you think that will come into that power and now begin to fight for the innocent people? Which of them do you think that can take that power and change the status quo? None, not even one. They are only coming to protect their loot. The whole money they have looted for the past 8 years, today they are fighting tooth and nail by all corners to make sure that they come and protect that loot. They are all fighting to make sure that they protect that loot. You go to PDP, the same thing. Bunch of criminals. Lineup of criminals. That is what you see there. Lineup of criminals. People who doesn't have anything to offer. Who are not representing themselves. The ones who seem to be a little bit the ones who you say you can give them a chance, they can never ever win the primaries. Never. They can't win the primaries. They can't win the primaries. And every single day you begin to see why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say certain things. Anybody that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu condemn, watch that person closely. That person doesn't mean well. Anybody Mazi Nnamdi Kanu mention his name and say this person, stay away from him. Watch out, that person cannot be trusted. Look at our brother in the creek. No matter what, he's still our brother. Our brother in the creek. So many of you must have seen the interview that he was granted in Arise Television. Our brother in the creek was interviewed in Arise Television. Do you know he was supporting? He was every of his support is going to the north. And check all those people he's supporting his fellow Muslims. That religion is still holding him captive. That man is pursuing every single thing you see him doing is just a pretense. He will tell you he's fighting for Biafra. He's a chairman of Biafra customary with the government. He's the leader of Biafra customary government. Today, he can be bold enough to stay in the national television and he's campaigning for somebody. He's in the national television campaigning for Atiku, campaigning for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He campaigned for Atiku, campaigned for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Even the neutral people that he was supposed to at least be genuine and talk about them, he doesn't want to hear anything about them. His own people from his own area, he doesn't want to hear anything about them. He condemned them totally, that they are not qualified. The people who is promoting, criminal like himself. Criminal that he's already making case for criminals like himself. If you have not watched the video, go and watch the interview. I posted the interview on my channel. I have it on my channel, in my YouTube channel. The interview is on my YouTube channel, Chook Survivor channel. Arise Television interview of Asorock. Go and look at it. Look at what he was saying. You will see that for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to tell you that he don't do anything with anything, this man, he know what he's saying. That was why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said no election, he got mad, because that is the only time he gets enough money. That is how he's making his own money. That was the cause of his problem with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, election. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu called off election. He got mad. He couldn't even have patience to know where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is heading. He couldn't even have patience to listen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and see what he was fighting for. Even in that same election, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu still gave them that opportunity to conduct the election. At the end of the day, what happened? It was still rigged. At the end of the day, it was still rigged, which was what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was trying to avoid. that you cannot do anything with these politicians in the contraption called Nigeria. You cannot have any agreement with them and they fulfill it, and you cannot do anything with them and it works. There is never a time you can have anything called. There is no election in Nigeria. What they have is election, unless you are ready to play dirty like them. But Nnamdi Kanu is not that kind of a person. He's not ready to play dirty. He's not ready to dance into their corruption. But this man, because he loves the corruption, that is how he gets his money. Whenever there is election, that is the opportunity where he will get what he will eat for the next 4 years. That is why he gets mad. He got so mad that he couldn't control himself. He began to fight against Nnamdi Kanu. Today, look at him. Go and watch his interview. That is good. If you want that interview, you will see the real him. You will see the real him. Want that interview, and you see the kind of people he is supporting in that interview. Look at the people he is supporting. Look at the people he is supporting. People who nobody who is mentally fit, no sane person, no genuine and sane person will support. But he was supporting those people based on his, mainly because of his that his religion that overshadowed his head. That is why he's always using your religion to attack Nnamdi Kanu. That Nnamdi Kanu want to Christianize Biafra. Meanwhile, Nnamdi Kanu have said it time and time again that in Biafra land you are free to practice any religion you want to practice. It is your business. Your religion is your personal business. Nobody is going to interrupt with it. Nnamdi Kanu have said it time and time again. Your religion is your personal business. Nobody is going to force you into any religion. It is your personal business with your personal conviction. But anytime you see him, this is one of the major things he's holding on hand to fight against Nnamdi Kanu. That Nnamdi Kanu wants to make Biafra a Jewish nation. But go and look at him. Everything he supports, when you look underneath, he is supporting whatever he supports because of his religion. That is why you don't trust them. You don't trust this kind of people. You don't trust them. You don't trust them. Nnamdi Kanu has done what he's supposed to do for you and I. And that is why I thank you that the Biafran people, they are not looking back in supporting him. They are not looking back in supporting him. Nobody is looking back in supporting Nnamdi Kanu. Nobody. We are not looking back. We are not getting distracted. Nobody. We are not getting distracted. No matter what they say, no matter the propaganda they bring, no matter the distraction, no matter the obstruction, we are not looking back. We're not the first people to fight for freedom. Freedom doesn't come easy. It doesn't come cheap. Most of the time, people who fought for it might not even be able to witness it. But somebody have to start it. Somebody have to start it somehow. When the children of Israel were in Egypt, if they told them they would have their freedom, they wouldn't believe. The children of the Israelites, most of them did never believe that they would have their freedom. Even when after they were being told to go, some of them were still grumbling. Some didn't want to go. They want to stay behind. When they saw a little challenge, they begin to blame Moses. Why did you bring us in the desert to die? Why did you bring us in the desert to die? Why? Why didn't you leave us? Why did you leave us in Egypt and let's stay there? So whatever people are saying today, it is not something that we have not had before. It is not compulsory that every Biafran must believe in Biafra. We know it. There is no how you can see that every Biafran believes in Biafra. There are still some Biafrans who will continue to fight and make sure that Biafra doesn't even come. Because they are scared of the unknown. Because they are just okay. They are comfortable where they are. Because they don't feel that their life depends on that very Biafra, on Nigeria. Because they are enjoying the loot. They are enjoying the corruption. Because when there is a legitimate and standard level of operation, they cannot succeed. They can only succeed in fraud. For somebody who has a forged certificate, who is not qualified for the post he or she is handled, do you think that person will support Biafra? Of course he won't support Biafra. Somebody who is handling a post that he is not qualified to be in, but he was being rigged into the post through fraud. How do you think that person will support something legitimate? He knows that when the legitimate standard comes, that he will be discovered and he will be pushed aside. And for that, he will never ever support anything that is legitimate. That is the truth and nothing but the truth. So we are not expecting that every man and woman and every soul and child will support Biafra. It doesn't happen like that. It doesn't happen like that. There are still some people who will prefer to be in Nigeria. Those are the people who, in the United States, when they talk about the house nigger. Some of us have heard about the house nigger. Those who are very comfortable with their master, because they are serving in the white man's house, because they are serving in the white man's house, eating the remains of the food of the white man. Tell them of freedom, they don't want. No, they don't want any freedom. They prefer to stay there and begin to eat that food that fall, the crumb that fall from the table of their master. Simply because they are working they think they have the opportunity to be working in a royal palace, and then every other person will be sending them a message to go and meet the white man. They are comfortable with it. You talk of freedom, they don't want to hear it. They're just comfortable. There are those kind of people even in the Biafra struggle. They are just comfortable with the way they are. They are just comfortable because of one little thing they have. They are scared of the unknown. So when you see people who don't support Biafra, even if they are Biafrans who don't support Biafra, it doesn't have to surprise you. I'm not surprised about that. Such people, they are there. But will that stop us? Of course, it's not going to stop us. It's not going to stop us. Somebody must stand up for the others. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has stood up. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has stood up. He didn't just wake up one day. He has stood up. Been able to sensitize many people for more than a decade. More than a decade, he was preaching, sensitizing people from all corners, from all angles, making us to know that which is right and that which is true. And today, here are we. Today, here are we. Today, here are we. Today, you see many people. Freedom doesn't come cheap. It doesn't come cheap. It doesn't. So many of us who are speaking up for Biafra today, we never knew that we'll get to that stage. But those who don't believe in Biafra, wait until Nigeria happen to them. It will happen to them. As long as you continue to preach one Nigeria, Nigeria will happen to you. It will definitely happen to you. And when it happens, you will not live to tell the story. Is it not people who were kidnapped in the Kaduna train? We are not one Nigeria. Are they Biafrans? Majority of the people from Biafra land who were kidnapped in that rail train, they are one Nigerian supporters. And they are paying the price. Many people who fall victim, they are one Nigerian supporters. At the end of the day, they are the one that are being used for sacrifice. So if anybody is attacking Biafra, don't just leave them. Nigeria is going to happen to them. And when Nigeria happens to them, they might not even be able to tell the story. That is it. They will not be able, they might not be lucky to tell the story as you and I are telling the story. Just like Obiano. If they tell Obiano that today he will be where he is today, he won't believe it. Obiano was doing everything possible to satisfy his slave master. Obiano was doing everything for caliphate, including giving out our land. He was ready to give out the land. Obiano went to the extent of putting members of Miyetti Allah, a terrorist group, in his cabinet, and he was able to say it boldly. What didn't Obiano do for them? Obiano did everything for the caliphate, but yet, what happened? The very same day that he left office, that was the day he was arrested. That same day. Are you going to tell me that Obiano is the most corrupt governor you have in the country of Nigeria? Obiano is not the most corrupt governor. In fact, compared to other governors in the north, Obiano is a saint. Compared to other governors in the north, Obiano is a saint. Every one of you know the story of Ganduje. Ganduje, while he was even preparing for election, Ganduje was caught in fraud. He was caught stashing dollars in his Bavariga on camera. This one is not a propaganda, they say. On camera, a governor was caught collecting bribes, stealing money, millions. At the end of the day, what happened? He still won the election. Your president, the imposter in Asorock, still raised up his hand. He contested and won. And he's still there. And tomorrow he's going to come out as a presidential aspirant. He will come out as presidential aspirant. Nothing is going to happen to him. Have you asked yourself, where is the EFCC chairman? The EFCC chairman that was indicted in fraud, where is he? Is he in jail? Of course no. He's still receiving his salary. He's still receiving his salary. So many of them who have committed fraud in the north, criminals. The north have the most corrupt people you have in that country are the northerners. Northern politicians, they are the most corrupt, the most of the most. That is why the North, that is where you have the poorest people. The poorest zone you have in that country of Nigeria that is drawing every other person back is the North. Why are they poor? Even when they are receiving all their allocations, the power is in their hand. They are receiving a huge amount of money from Abuja. And yet, that is where you have the poorest of the poor. Because they take the money, they put it in their pocket. They don't do anything. They just collect the money allocation and they put it in their pocket. And nobody asks a question. Look at Kaduna they are talking about. Kaduna today, you can be referred to Kaduna as the capital of Nigeria. Capital of the North. Not even a capital of Nigeria. Everything you can think that Nigeria owns is in Kaduna there. Including the oil you see, the oil they steal from Biafra land, they refine it, they have a reservoir in Kaduna. They have oil reservoir in Kaduna. They were trying to build their seaport recently. Kaduna that doesn't have any sea, they don't even have river, talk less of sea. They went and built a dry port in Kaduna. In that same Kaduna, there is no kind of military force you don't have in Kaduna. Every force that is in Nigeria has their head office in Kaduna. They have their head office in Kaduna. Talk of Army, Navy, Air Force, what? Name them, anyone. Police. Every single force they have their headquarters in Kaduna. And that is where they store most of the ammunition that is owned by the country of Nigeria. They are in Kaduna. Huge pile of ammunition are there. And upon that, in that same Kaduna, that is where we have the greatest number of terrorists. Where terrorists are bold enough to walk in the street, block road, block airport, block railway lines. What does that tell you? And when the short man in Kaduna was saying, he said he want to go and bring machineries. Let him go and bring machineries. What he meant by bringing machineries is to go and bring more Fulani herdsmen. Because we know he was the one that brought the first people. He was the one that told us that he went and paid the Fulanis who were killing. He knows where they are. So when he's going to bring machineries, he's nowhere to go and get them. He was the one who got them to remove Goodluck Jonathan. So he can do it again and again, as many times as he can. This is what they continue to do on the basis. But I think Biafrans have had enough. They can't deceive us anymore. They can't deceive us anymore. If they like, let them take over everywhere. They can't deceive us anymore. The ordinary people in Biafra land, we know what we want, and what we are asking for is our freedom. Today is another referendum. Another referendum in Biafra land. A record set clear. Soludo have seen it. If he doesn't know before, he has seen it. That against all his intimidation, all his attack, all his blackmail against IPOB, people are sitting at home. If you like, call it afraid, call it threat. Any name you like, give it. It's up to you. All we know is that that day is being respected. Monday is being respected as the day the whole world know that we air our opinion to tell the world that we are not in approval to what is happening in Nnamdi Kanu. That Biafra land is under siege in the hand of the terrorist group. The day we let the world know our plight. And we will continue to stand our ground. The sit at home will continue. Solution is simple. Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is a simple solution. Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Then give a date for referendum. And it's over. If you continue to pretend you don't want to do it, you are doing this, you continue to pretend. A time will come when you cannot pretend anymore. But as for Biafrans, this generation of Biafrans, they are ready. They are ready to pay the sacrifice. Already we are paying the sacrifice. Already we are making the ultimate sacrifice. So many Biafrans have lost their life in the course of this journey. People are still losing their life in the course of the journey. People are paying price on different ways. Biafrans who have sacrificed that Monday, their business day, that's the price to pay. And Biafrans are ever ready to continue on that path until Biafra comes. No matter the propaganda they bring, no matter the attack, no matter, they can never succeed. I say, may Chukwu Abiyama continue to bless, guide, protect every Biafran in Biafra land. We will continue until Biafra comes. They cannot stop us, no matter what. Never lose your faith. Don't be distracted. Let us continue to hold the ground, continue to fight that battle. It wants it. It wants the sacrifice. Our freedom wants the sacrifice. No amount is too much to pay for freedom. For those who know the value of freedom, no amount is too much to pay. And I thank Chukwu Okike that Biafrans in Biafra land, they know that. And I pray that Chukwu Okike will continue to guide and protect every single Biafran in Biafra land. Every Biafran child, Biafran mother, Biafran fathers, wherever they are. Chukwu Okike will protect you. You will never lose your life. Every single one of us will walk into Biafra alive, will lift up the flag and will celebrate in Biafra land very soon. No matter what it takes. No matter what it takes. I thank Chukwu Okike for the kind of Biafran people we have in Biafra land. Against all odds, against all intimidation, they are setting the record straight. What they want. Their demand is simple. Set mazi Nnamdi Kanu free and give us a date of referendum. Self-determination is not a crime. Referendum is not a crime. Civil disobedience is your right. It's a civil right. We have that right to do what we want to do. The civil right is not a non-violent act, non-violent movement. Just sit at your home. Simple. Nobody's shooting anybody. Nobody's attacking anybody. Everybody's sitting in their home. Civil. So, how dare you criminalize it up to the extent of calling Biafrans criminal? You cannot succeed no matter how you try. We must get our freedom. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect everybody who have shared this video. Everybody who have joined this platform in this very short broadcast. I say may Chukwu Okike guide and protect you. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect every Ududua person, every Middle Beltan, every indigenous tribe in the country called Nigeria. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect you. As long as you are genuinely fighting for the freedom of your people, Chukwu Okike will continue to protect you and secure you. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect every Biafran all over the world, wherever you are. Chukwu Okike will secure you, and you will definitely not only see Biafra, you walk into Biafra and celebrate in Biafra land. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect every Biafran man and woman that is in Biafra land. Every Biafran in Biafra land, those who are facing the bullets, those who are challenging the authority in their face, those who are doing the needful to see that mazi Nnamdi Kanu's name is not relegated in the background. May Chukwu Okike continue to protect you. You will never lose your life. Every single one of you who is making sure that mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not forgotten. Any Biafran that is working in one way or the other to make sure that mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not forgotten, you will never be forgotten. Your life will never be taken away from you. You will see Biafra, you will walk into Biafra, and you will celebrate in Biafra. Biafra is coming. Don't mind the struggle. Don't mind it. It's going to come like a light. It's going to come like miracle. The children of Israel never believed that they would be free one day. They never believed it. Even while they were left to go, they never still believed that we are going. So, it is not something different. But we know, deep down in our heart, because we know whom we are following, we know that Chukwu Okike never lies. What he says he will do, he will do. It's just a question of time. We are waiting for our freedom. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect our supreme leader, mazi Nnamdi Kanu, wherever he is. Guide him, protect him, secure him, keep him good health. Whatever they have injected into his body, any poison they have put in the body of mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Chukwu Okike will neutralize it. It will never have effect. It will never ever have effect. Chukwu Okike will give mazi Nnamdi Kanu long life and prosperity. He will live long for us. He will definitely raise the flag of Biafra. No matter how they try. They will kill us. We will kill them. At the end of the day, Biafra will come. Thank you so much for watching wherever you are watching from. I remain blessed. See you again tomorrow by the grace of Chukwu Okike. Bye-bye.
Are yet to wake up from your slumber or your sleep and get the point that we are exiting Nigeria. Exiting Nigeria is not going to come from the platter of golden plate. You have to sacrifice for it. And we are ready to sacrifice everything, including you, if you come and stand on the way of freedom. So you need to know how serious we are. We are damn serious. Some of you are not getting it. You think we are here to build political movement? We are here for freedom. Freedom comes with price. Okay? The only thing you can do is to comment on social media. Don't ever stand on the way of Biafra freedom. We crush you.
Their interest is suppressed. Biafra is the key. Once they can hold Biafra down, they can hold all of Africa down. Hey, freedom fighting, sorry. Because all these people are criminals, they're saying there is no way this man cannot be a criminal like themselves. They don't have a different breed altogether. They don't know that. I am Nnamdi Kanu. I don't do all this nonsense you do. My father was a very rich man, not ostentatious. I had the finest education that his money could afford. We are not poor. Have never been. That is why a poor man cannot be a freedom fighter. If you're not full of yourself, you cannot be a freedom fighter. You cannot go everywhere. We must continue.